Hello, I am live. So I'm just going to get straight into Scout for Chester, go through all the plays, and then at the end we're going to go over all of the odd plays that we have at the moment on the odd front. The reason being they pass the ball literally 95% of the time, so it is in our interest to be smart, get into a spread out set, and force them to make passing difficult. If they want to run the ball, try and run the ball. So they do run the ball a little bit out of there's three formations: duo, trips, and spread. So and out of duo, they only run the ball. So if they ever get into this kind of two back look, let me just show you again. So there is one full back here and then one running back there next to the quarterback. So basically the wide receiver, rather than standing out wide, goes and stands in like a fullback. He lead blocks, and pretty much all they're doing on the line is dive blocking. This is the only real run play we need to worry about. They run it a couple of times out of spread and trips, but realistically it's pass every single time. So if we do get this duo look, let's just follow the blocker. Linebackers, follow the blocker. Okay. Next one, bubble is a big part of what they do, big part of their scheme. Quarterback's just looking to quickly get out of his hands to the number one receiver on the outside. Watch this. Bang. Quick throw. Good. And then these two guys are just blocking up front, just blocking. From this position, whoever's down player, if we're in normal bracket, it's the corner who's going to come down and just play that hard. But if not, it's going to be the safeties who are down in kind of Seahawks, Redskins. Okay, so off the back of that as well, they obviously run a fake. We're very used to fakes from bubble. Our offense runs them all the time, as you know. So this time, that when the one receiver comes back, like it's going to be a screen, but then rather than these number 2 and number 3 receiver block, they both run deep. And this is a very underthrown ball, but it's still caught for a big game. Okay, so let's just hide this video for a second. So just to clarify, it looks something like that. Next one, swing screen. We only see this once on film, but it's a dangerous little play. So it's in the trips formation again. Everything we're looking at to start with the trips formation. All three of these guys just get upfield and block, and then the running back runs a quick swing route. QB chucking the ball very quickly, and he's got 3 lead blockers up ahead of him. They don't complete it, but this could be a good play, something that we need to be wary of. Seam hitches, something that we haven't seen specifically like this before, but similar premise. We're looking at vertical from number 1 and number 3, and then 2 guys on the outside are running a quick hitch. I think this is a single side read. Pretty much with this quarterback, he's throwing a fade to this side, or he's throwing toward the passing concept on the trip side. That's pretty much how it works. So here you're going to see this guy run vertical up the seam, and then these two hitch up. If we're in any kind of bracket coverage, remember the backside safety comes over and he's taking 3 up the seam. Bit like what they do here, actually. That's the backside safety. That's the equivalent of our bandit or boundary safety. He comes across and he's looking to take this guy up the seam. So very similar to what we would do. Obviously 4 verts as well out of this. They'll run this 4 verts out of spread and trips. Same old. Backside safety is going to come over and help with number 3. Watch this. Big drop here for Chester. This is a big part of their game. So before anyone gets too cocky and starts thinking, "Oh, Chester got smashed by Nottingham," they could have scored a hell of a lot more points. There must have been about 15 drops in the first game I watched. I'm not joking. Literally like 15 blocks. Okay, here's the big one out of trips. This is the most difficult concept we're going to face. It's a really, really lovely concept. It's called corner dig whip. So number 3 runs a corner route. Number 2 runs kind of a 10-yard dig, like flat in. And then number 1 runs that little whip route that we see our offense run all the time. Very complicated formation, really, really nice. The only problem is from their perspective, it's slow developing. So because it is slow developing, it means that we've got opportunity to get in their face if we get our blitzes right. So this guy is going to run deep corner. This guy's going to run a deep kind of post. Post dig. It's actually more like a post. As he does, he drops it over the middle again. He had loads of big drops in this game. This number 2 is going to come up and then run across. And then meanwhile, this number 1 receiver is going to run that little like slant whip concept. Good. And just to kind of go over this from our bracket look, you know, any kind of to start when we're in, let's just put a couple of these players in. You know, if we're in our normal, what do you call it? Any kind of our cover 3 stuff, so our NFL package, and we get this kind of thing, you know, where our safety comes down. Well, the corner is going to be dealt with by this cornerback, you know, and then there's going to be middle linebackers in here. Like, I'm less worried about this formation to let them try and throw that. Bracket is the one where it's a bit more complicated, because obviously as the number 1 receiver, and these two are both reading this number 2, and he runs that deep in. What's going to really happen here is essentially you're going to get over the top of number 2 vertically. You're going to get over the top of number 3 vertically, and we're almost going to sit and wait to see what occurs. Because we know that they do this deep switch, we can almost sit. You're sitting outside of number 2's vertical stem. You're sitting inside of number 3's vertical stem, and we're just waiting for them to make a decision. It will be pretty straightforward. We're going to go over it on film. On the field on Wednesday. Good concept though. You know, let's pay them their dues. All right, now let's talk about switch. The same kind of switch concept that we saw Shropshire run. This guy's going to run out and wheel, and these two are both going to run slants. But they do this out of multiple formations. So see that? We love to isolate that backside receiver and throw the slant. So we're going to be working a lot more on that kind of solo side of the play. Okay. So here, yeah, this is normal, but then they also sometimes motion to trips and then run that exact same play. Let's just show you this one. This guy's going to motion across and run the wheel route, whilst these two run slants. He tries to throw it deep to the wheel guy. Not a bad little concept though, so we do need to be careful with that. If we just sit in bracket, we'll see it happen. Because as the corner goes back, reading number 2, as he sees that go in, he's in a perfect position to stay over the top of that. It would be more complicated if this was kind of a deep route, but that's not what they're doing. Okay, they also run a variation of switch out of spread. It's more called what some people might determine as a scissors route, where they kind of cross on a vertical stem. For us, this is basically like 4 verts. It's no different than them running 4 verts. With him running out, if we're reading number 2, that's still an out route. We're still picking that up. And again, it's very slow developing, so we're more likely to get a sack on it if we do well. Yes. Mesh, this is a lovely play if you can get it right, but again, very slow developing. They're basically, the slot receivers are both going to come over, run over the middle, like across the middle. And then the 2 outside receivers are going to run deep. They often receive let the running route release on this as well. And if he does release on this, it's a quick pass to him. But realistically, you know, if we just are sitting in bracket or we're sitting in our NFL stuff, animal or NFL, we're in the perfect position to play this. Not loads of worries. Quick bubbles to the outside. Obviously, in bracket, our cornerbacks have got to be hard here. But in our NFL stuff, our safety's got to be hard. I don't have any problems with us doing this. We're doing a really good job of them this season. Fade hitches, similar things, basically very similar to a stick concept. So they always, when they run this, they always run it throw it to the running back side. So the quarterback is reading, am I going to throw it to this hitch or am I going to throw it to this swing? That's pretty much his read. Again, nothing out of the ordinary here. All of our base rules are in place. What else? Last one. Corner whip. So development of the trips play that I showed you with the corner whip dig. They run it a lot in 2 receivers as well. This one is a motherfucker for when we're in animal bracket coverage. So he's going to run a deep corner. He's going to run a whip. Basically, it's all on our cornerbacks now. In terms of what we want to alter and change, I'm quite happy for our cornerbacks to sit deeper this week and our safeties to sit deeper this week when we are in bracket. Therefore, our safeties will be starting at 12, our corners will be starting at 6 to 7, and we are just making sure that deep route from number 2, watch this corner, we're basically doubling that, because that's how it works. Yeah, that's why it's called bracket, because we bracket the number 2 receiver. Then we'll come down on the number 1 if the ball is thrown that way. But as it is, this is our man. If they want to throw this little whip, we'll rally to it. There is no way they are throwing that whip successfully all day long. Okay, that's the scout. So let me just quickly recap our plays that we've installed so far. So all of our odd stuff. So to clarify, the NFL plays that we have are Seahawks and Redskins. It's all about dragging that guard with you. The end slips behind into the A gap, the rover off the edge. Rich, Roof, you guys are going to be getting reps at this end position, so really need to be smart there. And always remember, Nose and Ted, that if the blitz is away from you, you'll go into the weak side gap. Because right now, this kind of Ted tackle position does too much kind of staying in the B gap. I really need to attack the edge, the C. Redskins is basically the opposite, only the Mike is going to go behind the Ted. Ted's going to take that step across the face of the guard, get into the A gap, and the Mike's going to shoot straight off his ass into the B. Quick recap of bracket as well, our normal bracket play, where all 4 linebackers are going to be dropping backwards, and our DBs are playing normal bracket of the number 2 receiver. You guys are all very capable of doing this. We've run out of time. We'll get some more reps tomorrow as well. Ren, which is the play we have installed before and ran with great success already, actually, even though we haven't run it much. The line stays in their normal gaps. The nose goes to the strong side, to clarify. Linebackers just do these little drop coverage, and our DBs doing bracket exactly as they usually would. Okay, we've got one more play called Moose, which is basically just putting the hand signal, it's hand on the head. If anyone's been reading the playbook, they've probably seen that this is coming and is on the way. But here's Moose. Easy for the D line. The 2 end and Ted are going to the outside. The nose goes to the weak side. That's what you D line need to know. For the rover and the will, you're just doing that normal kind of drop back coverage, dropping back, watching the quarterback, making a break on the football. And then the only ones who need to know anything is the Sam and the Mike. Now, the Sam, you're doing, to make it really simple, you're doing the exact same job that you do in Seahawks. So to clarify, let's look at Seahawks. The Sam comes up into the B gap, drags the guard to the left, yeah? Makes space for the end. Well, in Moose, it's exactly the same. You come up, you're going to drag the guard that way. The nose is going to drag the center that way. And the Mike is just going to run clean through into the A gap. I'll try and get you some film of this. I used to run it at GB, very similar look. So yeah, I'll show you how it works, but it's a lovely one and will really work well with Chester's slow plodding O-line. Can't wait to see this on the field. We're going to go over it tomorrow anyway. There's your quick Chester scout film. Enjoy, and see you on field Wednesday night. Thanks, guys.